Hello everyone, welcome you all. In our today's video, we will start with the plant anatomy, or that is also called anatomy of the flowering plants. As the word anatomy is concerned, it refers to the study of internal structures. And as far as the plant anatomy is concerned, so we will particularly talk about the internal structures of the plants. So the internal structures generally lies at the basic level cell, but the study of the cell is a different branch that is called cell biology. So in particularly plant anatomy, we will focus on the internal structures but at the tissue level or the upper levels than the tissues. If I talk about the hierarchical order in the organisms, so the highest order is organism. The organism consists of the different organ systems. Okay, organ systems comprises of different organs. Different organs comprises of the similar tissue systems. Different tissue systems are comprises of different tissues, and the tissue, we all know that it is a group of the cells which are functioning together as a unit or group of the similar cells. So this is a kind of the chronology or the hierarchy from lower to bottom. It will be tissue system, organ system and organism. Okay, so particularly above the tissue level we consider the plant anatomy. At the cell level, that is the cell biology. Individually, the studies of the tissue is also called the histology. Only if we are studying the tissues, then it is also called the histology. But even if we are talking about the complete internal structures, then it will be called anatomy. And in case of the botany or the plants, that is called the plant anatomy. So it's a very important subdiscipline of the botany which deals with the study of internal structure of plants. And it mainly deals at the tissue or the tissue system level, because organs in the plants can also be observed morphologically. Tissue, we all know that it is a group of the cells that are alike in the origin, structure or the function, or functioning in a common way. It doesn't mean that always the group of similar cell is called tissue. Okay, a tissue may be group of different kind of the cells which are different even in their origin or even in their morphology, but even if they are functioning together as a unit, then they will be called tissue. Marcello Malpighi was a scientist which is believed to be the founder of plant anatomy, because he gave a term to anatomy in the early 16th century, around 1550 1550 के आसपास उन्होंने जो है एनाटमी के बारे में बताया था. दैट टाइम माइक्रोस्कोप वाज नॉट डिस्कवर्ड, सो इट वाज जस्ट बिलीव दैट दे आर द फाउंडर ऑफ प्लांट एनाटमी. Okay, so if I consider, or if we talk about particularly the tissues in the plant, because as we discussed earlier in the same lecture, that anatomy is the study of internal structures at the tissue level mainly. In plant anatomy, we will talk about the plant tissues. So there are different kinds of the plant tissues, not a single one. If there are only one kind of the tissues in the plant, so plant will not be a plant, it will be a tissue system. Okay, because if there are all the tissues are similar, अगर सभी tissues plant में similar होते, so it will form a common group. The group of the tissue is called tissue system. So plant will not be an organism, it will just restrict it to a tissue system. It means there are different kind of the tissues that are present inside a plant. For that, we will firstly understand that what are the chronological or the hierarchical order, particularly in plants. That is, plant is an organism. Okay, the plant organism having two organ systems, the root and the shoot. The root and the shoots are the organ system in plants. Same like in humans, like respiratory system, digestive system, excretion system, these are the organ systems in the humans. Similarly in the plants, the organ system like root and shoot system, these are the examples of organ system. In these organ systems, if I talk about the shoot organ system, organs are branches, stem, leaves, flower. These all things are the part of shoot. The portion above the soil is called shoot, and in the shoot the branches, the leaves, the stem and the flower, these are the organs. In the root organ system, only organ is the root. If I talk about some organs in the plant, so what will be the examples? The root, the stem, the leaves, the flower, the branches, these are the organs in the plant, and the root system and shoot system are the organ system in the plants. This thing is clear. Next we will talk about the tissue system, because organs, any of the organ, the root, the stem or the leaf, they will comprises of the tissue systems. Okay, so there is kind of universality in the plant kingdom, that any of organ is made up of three type of tissue systems. One are the epidermal tissue system, that we are going to discuss in the upcoming videos in detail. The fundamental or ground tissue system. Last one are the vascular tissue system. Okay, the epidermal, only the outermost portion of any organ, whether it is a root, stem or leaf. You might have seen the transverse sections, or you have studied them in 10+1 or at your BSc level, that in the transverse section the outer one is the epidermis, then the cortex and all those things. So in any organ, leaf, stem or the root or the flowers, the outermost regions are the epidermal tissue system. The cortex, hypodermis, endodermis, pith, these all regions are the part of fundamental tissue system. And those tissues which helps in the conduction, like xylem and phloem. Xylem conducts the food, xylem conducts the water and minerals, phloem conducts the food. So the xylem and phloem, these are the part of vascular tissue system. Okay, next thing, the tissue systems comprises of the tissues. So all of the three tissue system, epidermal, fundamental and vascular, they comprises of different tissues. In the epidermal tissues system, the tissues are epidermis, stomata, root hairs. Okay, in the fundamental tissue system, the cortex, the hypodermis, the endodermis, the pericycle, the pith, these are some tissues which are the part of ground tissue system or the fundamental tissue system. Xylem and phloem are tissues which are the part of vascular tissue system. Okay, and finally these all tissues, the epidermis, endodermis, pericycle, xylem, phloem, these will comprises of the cells since they are tissues. So it's a kind of the hierarchical order, or it is kind of the complexity in the plants, that what are some organs, what are some organ system, or what are some tissue system in the plant. So this thing is clear to us. Okay, now let's just talk about the type of tissues in plants. Before that, let's just discuss these three things. Why the plants keep on growing, from where the rubber secreted from the plant, and how the water is uplifted in the plants. See, we know that the plants are having indefinite growth as compared to the humans or animals where they have the limited growth, but the plants having indefinite growth. So why the plants keep on growing? It means there are some group of the cells, and what the group of cells is called? A tissue. Means in the plant there are some group of the cells which are in a state of division always. Means they keeps dividing always to increase the height of the plant. The stem is also elongated always, as well as the roots. The roots are always elongated in the deep in the soil. Okay, that does not have a terminated growth. Both the stem as well as the roots does not terminate their growth. They keep on growing. It means at their tip regions there are some cells which are always in a state of division. So group of those cells is also a kind of tissue. That tissue is called meristematic tissues, which always divide. Okay, if there will be only one type of the tissue in plant, अगर केवल meristematic tissues होते, let's just talk about the very beginning. A seed having embryo, that is the future plant. The embryo is the future plant. Seed is having embryo. In the embryo, all cells are meristematic. Embryo germinates, plumule arises, radicle arises. The plumule give rise to shoot, root give rise to, or radicle give rise to roots. Okay, plumule give rise to shoot, radicle give rise to roots. So all of the cells are meristematic in the plumule and radicle because they are going to form the shoot and root. If they become permanent, the growth of the plant retarded, वहीं पे stop हो जाती है अगर meristematic cells नहीं होते. ठीक है, अगर हमेशा ही meristematic cells रहते प्लांट में तो क्या होता, plant will be a callus, mass of the undifferentiated cells. अगर सभी cells meristematic होते plants में always, none of the cells will become permanent, then plant will not be a plant, it will be a callus, the mass of the undifferentiated cells. Undifferentiated means they are not differentiated into a permanent cells, they keep on dividing always. So plant will be a big ball of the meristematic cells, that is called the callus. It means along with the meristematic cells or the meristematic tissues, there exist some another tissues which are called permanent tissues, which are just meant for any function. प्लांट की लाइफ साइकिल, एक प्रॉपर लाइफ के लिए प्लांट में परमानेंट टिश्यूज आर ऑल्सो एसेंशियल along with the meristematic tissues, and there is a much number of the permanent tissues as compared to meristematic tissues. But the thing is that the meristematic tissues give rise to permanent tissues because in the embryo stage all of the cells are meristematic. None of the things like xylem, phloem, epidermis, cortex, nothing was formed because there is no stem, no root and no leaves in the embryo. When the embryo germinates, shoot forms, root forms by the plumule and radicle. Okay, so these plumule and radicle keep on growing. After a particular time, the leaf arises, some sort of stem get thickening, okay, or the stem get elongated. So for those conductions or for those performing the physiological functions, some cells have to be permanent. In the life cycle of plants, some cells become permanent to perform any function. Means some cells among the meristematic cells attain a particular growth, size and function. Okay, if all of the meristematic cells become permanent, then this thing fails, means the plants stop growing. It means the group of meristematic cells, approximately 10% cells, always remain in a state of division. Okay, maximum of the cells keep becoming permanent to perform any function, but still there are approximately 10% cells in the plant at the tip regions of the stem as well as the roots, which are always in a state of division. So those are called the meristematic tissues. Let's discuss with the another example of the seeds. The embryo germinates. Okay, embryo forms the shoot, embryo forms the roots. Suppose these are the roots. Shoot keep on growing. Okay, now the shoot, this is stem. Firstly, all cells were meristematic in this stem. Suppose these are the mass of cell inside this red color. Okay, all cells were meristematic, but now they are becoming permanent. So slightly or slowly they become permanent. Whenever they will become permanent, they will form the stem. So when we observe the stem, the outer things become epidermis, in the middle they become cortex, in the very center they become xylem and phloem. So this is kind of a permanency, and earlier they were meristematic cells. So this is a chronological order. Firstly, the meristematic cells are present in embryo. Then the meristematic cells are independent, which are called primary meristems. Okay, the primary meristems differentiate to form primary permanent tissue. Primary permanent tissues. Okay, whenever the primary meristems permanent into a cells, those are called primary permanent tissues. Like epidermis, in every plant primary growth surely occurs. Primary growth means elongation, okay, or attention of the full features of plant. Root, stem, leaf बनना, that is primary growth. It is not sure that secondary growth occurs in all plants. सभी plants में secondary growth नहीं होती. Only a few plants are there in which secondary growth occurs. Mainly the wood plants or the timber plants, जिनसे wood बनती है, like neem, शीशम, all these things. Okay, तो सभी में secondary growth नहीं होती, but primary growth सभी में होती है. That is due to the whenever the meristematic tissues become permanent. So epidermis, cortex, xylem, phloem, these all are example of the primary permanent tissues. Sometimes the primary permanent tissue also get meristematic. ठीक है, प्राइमरी परमानेंट भी जब मेरिस्टेमेटिक हो जाते हैं तो उनको बोला जाता है सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम्स, नॉट द प्राइमरी वन. नाउ सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम्स देन गिव राइज टू द सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू. दिस थिंग इज काइंड ऑफ अ कॉम्प्लेक्स, बट आपको सिंपली समझना है इसको. ठीक है, एम्ब्रियोनिक मेरिस्टम, प्राइमरी मेरिस्टम, प्राइमरी परमानेंट भी मेरिस्टेमेटिक हो जाए, ज़रूरी नहीं हो, मैक्सिमम केसेस में नहीं होती. सभी प्लांट प्राइमरी ग्रोथ करके उनकी लाइफ साइकिल ख़त्म हो जाती है, बट कुछ प्लांट्स में क्या होते हैं, दोबारा से प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज़, प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यूज़ अगेन बिकम मेरिस्टेमेटिक, देन दे विल कॉल्ड सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम्स. एंड मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज़ का काम होता है डिवाइड करना, तो सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम्स डिवाइड करके क्या बना लेंगे, सेकेंडरी परमानेंट. जिस तरह से प्राइमरी परमानेंट बने थे प्राइमरी मेरिस्टम से, इसी तरह से सेकेंडरी परमानेंट बनेंगे सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज से. ठीक है, इसको एक एग्जांपल से हम समझते हैं. किसी प्लांट में जब प्राइमरी ग्रोथ थी तो उसकी थिकनेस इतनी थी, जब सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ हुई तो थिकनेस हो गई इतनी, तो अंदर से कैम्बियम की वजह से सेकेंडरी जाइलम फ्लोएम बने, या हम कहते हैं फिलहाल थिकनेस बढ़ी. ठीक है, सेकेंडरी जाइलम फ्लोएम वी विल डिस्कस इन डिटेल इन अपकमिंग वीडियोज़. जैसे ही थिकनेस बढ़ी, द ओल्ड टिश्यू वाज एपिडर्मिस, द आउटर मोस्ट टिश्यू इन दिस स्टेम वाज एपिडर्मिस, and now in this stem this epidermis will be ruptured because epidermis is a permanent tissue. Okay, so to hold the such mass, इतनी ज़्यादा थिकनेस को होल्ड करने के लिए there is a requirement of the another new epidermis. That another new epidermis is called secondary epidermis, because it is generated in the secondary growth, or it is called periderm. The secondary epidermis is called periderm. So periderm is a secondary permanent tissue. पुरानी एपिडर्मिस जो थी वो प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू थी, ठीक है. अब डायरेक्ट नहीं बन गई है, पुरानी एपिडर्मिस दोबारा से मेरिस्टेमेटिक हुई, यानी प्राइमरी परमानेंट जो थी वो दोबारा मेरिस्टेमेटिक हुई, तो क्या कहलाई? सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम. तो पुरानी एपिडर्मिस बनाती है कॉर्क कैम्बियम. ये एग्जाम्पल है सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम का, कॉर्क कैम्बियम. कॉर्क कैम्बियम एक मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू है, ठीक है, जो डिवाइड करता है. किस तरह से डिवाइड करता है? देखिए, एक पैटर्न होता है. ये खुद है कॉर्क कैम्बियम, पिंक कलर. ये ऊपर की तरफ सेल्स ऐड करता है डिवाइड करके, बिकॉज इट इज़ डिवाइडिंग, सो इट विल अंडरगो सेल डिवीजन एंड इट विल फॉर्म सेल्स. नीचे की तरफ ये बनाता है ग्रीन सेल्स, लाइट ग्रीन, दिस वन, ठीक है. ये एक मास बना दिया पूरा, पिंक कलर का कॉर्क कैम्बियम है, इसने इस तरह का सेल्स का मास बना दिया, ऊपर येलो, नीचे ये ग्रीन कलर, लाइट ग्रीन कलर. ओके. अब ये जो बीच का रीजन है, दिस पिंक रीजन, कॉर्क कैम्बियम हमेशा मेरिस्टेमेटिक ही रहेगा, ठीक है. लेकिन ये जो ऊपर और नीचे की सेल्स हैं ये परमानेंट हो जाएंगी. सो दीज परमानेंट इनटू कॉर्क सेल्स, एंड नीचे बोलते हैं सेकेंडरी कॉर्टेक्स, ठीक है. कॉर्क कैम्बियम ने खुद, कॉर्क कैम्बियम जो कि मैंने पिंक कलर से शो किया हुआ है, दिस इज अराइजेज फ्रॉम ओल्ड एपिडर्मिस. प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू जो था एपिडर्मिस, उससे अराइज हुई थी ये, ठीक है. तो कॉर्क कैम्बियम है सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम, इसने सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू बनाया, दैट इज कॉल्ड सेकेंडरी एपिडर्मिस और पेरिड्रम. तो इन तीनों को कलेक्टिवली, कॉर्क सेल्स को, ठीक है, यानी कॉर्क टिश्यू को, सेकेंडरी कॉर्टेक्स को और कॉर्क कैम्बियम को, इन तीनों को मिलके बोला जाता है पेरिड्रम या सेकेंडरी एपिडर्मिस. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, कॉर्क कैम्बियम, ठीक है, कॉर्क सेल्स एंड सेकेंडरी कॉर्टेक्स, इन तीनों को मिलके पेरिड्रम बोला जाता है. कॉर्क सेल्स का दूसरा नाम होता है फैलम. फैलम. कॉर्क कैम्बियम का नाम होता है फैलोजन, और सेकेंडरी कॉर्टेक्स का नाम होता है फैलोडर्म. सो फैलम, फैलोजन, फैलोडर्म, तीनों को मिलके पेरिड्रम बोला जाता है. पेरिड्रम सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू है, कॉर्क कैम्बियम सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम है. इन चीज़ों को हम डिटेल में भी पढ़ेंगे, बट इट इज़ द एग्जांपल ऑफ सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टम हेयर. ओके. प्राइमरी मेरिस्टम का एग्जांपल लाइक आपके प्रोटोडर्म, प्रोकैम्बियम, ये सब होते हैं, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन द मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज़. So it was about overview of the plant tissues. Third one are how the rubber is secreted from the plants. So this thing is clear that there must be another kind of the tissues which secrete something. ठीक है, लेटेक्स सीक्रेट हो रहा है, मिल्क सीक्रेट होता है कैलेट्रोपस में, आक का जो पेड़ होता है, आकड़े का पेड़, उसमें से लेटेक्स सीक्रेट होता है, मिल्की लेटेक्स. सो दोज ग्रुप ऑफ सेल्स, दोज स्पेशल सेल्स विच सीक्रेट समथिंग आर ऑल्सो फॉर्म्स अ tissue, because that are the group of the cells, so that tissues are called secretory tissue. So here are the three types of the tissues in plant: the meristematic, permanent and secretory. So let's just come to a very simple conclusion. Okay, after this all overview or this all judgment, we have concluded that plant tissues are also of three types. Okay, that is the meristematic, permanent and secretory. Meristematic tissues are those in which the cells are in a dividing stage always, okay, which keep on dividing. Permanent tissues are those in which the cells are undergone complete growth and differentiation to perform a function. And secretory tissues are those in which the group of cells secrete something like latex and gums. So these three are the types of plant tissues. This diagram is xylem. This is representing a xylem. Xylem is a tissue, not the organ or the tissue system. Phloem is also a tissue. So this was the overview of the tissues. Tissues are of three types: meristematic, permanent, secretory. In the next video we will particularly discuss on the meristematic tissues, the characteristics and the classification. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.